All right, hello there. It's Patrick from PM Insights with a Z. Right back. Yes, it's Patrick from PM Insights. It's been quite a while. It's probably been over a year. I was doing pretty good. I was having putting out a video like once a week, sometimes twice a week, but just it got caught up with me. The news cycle. I mean, what happens in a day in a news cycle today with Trump in office is like a year, 2 years in a normal presidential cycle of news. So it's really it's outrageous how much time is spent because I can't keep up with one story. Once I get one script written for a story, something else happens I got to talk about. So that's my story. It's my excuse, and I'm sticking with it. Trying to get back to what we're doing here. This is all about the elections coming up. It's just over a year. Time to get serious. It's time to really think about getting this man out of office. Now, I don't know where to start. I'm just going to talk about what's kind of recently what things have been just crazy. I could talk about all the terrible things they're doing behind our backs with the economy, with the ecosystem, the regulations for pollution, all those kind of things. He's rolling back everything like that. DDT is being used again. There are a lot of issues that are things like that he asked the Supreme Court in May if he could make it so easier for them for a person on the workplace a woman to lose her job at the workplace because she was too masculine. Okay. This was in May. What they want to do is it's in court. It's being fought, of course. But they want to make it so because when Jeff Sessions was the Attorney General, he took away what Obama had given us as the Civil Rights Act of 1964. Obama included gays and transgenders protection at the workplace. Well, Jeff Sessions under Trump has one more thing that Obama did. They repealed it. So gay people, transgender, are no longer protected on the workplace. So just because you're gay and you don't have to act like it, just because they find out that you are, they can fire you. That's going back. That's not making America great again. That's going back. And same thing with the transgender. They want to make it so it's if a woman looks too masculine, they can fire her. Well, that means because she's a lesbian. It's just a form of prejudice and discrimination. So the evangelical far right can discriminate against the gays, the transgenders, the blacks, the Mexicans, the Muslims. What it's all about. So anyway, all right, and the thing that there's so many things you can talk about with this man, but my thing is the hypocrisy. Like someone wrote, there's always a tweet. This past week, Trump had a brilliant idea. Unbeknownst to almost everyone, the major Taliban leaders and, separately, the president of Afghanistan were going to secretly meet with me at Camp David on Sunday. Let that sink in. They were coming to the United States tonight. Unfortunately, in order to build false leverage, they admitted to, and there were two more tweets because they set off a bomb and they killed 14 people, and one of them was a soldier. 12 people, and one of them was a soldier. Well, they've killed 14 soldiers in the last year. Where was the upheaval and the uproar about that? So, number one, you're going to bring on 3 days before September 11th. You're going to invite the Taliban to Camp David. Our most sacred political presidential retreat in the country, Camp David, and you're going to bring the Taliban there 2 days before 9/11? And excuse me, in 2012, there's always a tweet, there's always a video, there's always an audio, but he'll still deny it. This is what Trump tweeted back in January 13th, 2012. While at Barack Obama is slashing the military, not true, he is also negotiating with our sworn enemy, the Taliban, who facilitated 9/11. 9/11. What you doing now? Although you cancel it now, so because you keep canceling things anyway because you don't really know what to do. You're not a negotiator, so that's one stupid ass thing that's happened this week with this man. Another thing is that Spygate. The Sharpie Gate with the. Can you imagine that this man, instead of admitting that he made a mistake and included Alabama, because at one point it was headed towards Alabama. You know, they could have been affected, the southeastern part of Alabama, yes, but it wasn't. So he couldn't admit that he was wrong, and so he took a Sharpie and drew on a DOA, the Department of the DOA map, weather map, and NORAD, and had them back up the president that he was right. Because NORAD originally came out and said, okay, no, this is not happening. Alabama is not in the path of the storm. Why should we get people all upset that live in Alabama that are not going to be in the path of the storm? And then the people up here in the Carolinas that are going to be affected by the storm, you're not warning them properly. Okay, number one, that's against the law. You don't fake a weather broadcast like that. And number two, now who do we trust now? We can't even trust our National Weather Service because of this idiot, because he's that stupid. There's something wrong with him. To not let that go. A grown man, 70-some years old, and he can't let it go. And he had to go and draw a Sharpie to prove his point. Okay, that's madness. This is something that would have been a huge scandal. Can you imagine if Obama would have done that? Oh, jeez, Mitch McConnell would have shit his pants, wet his depends, and maybe even hit his fucking wife. Who knows? All right, and then let's go talk about Michael Pence. Michael Pence went to Ireland to talk to the Prime Minister of Ireland, who is gay. But instead of staying in Dublin, where the Prime Minister and the President of Ireland and all those things happen in the capital of the country, Dublin, instead of staying there, he stayed 180 miles away across in a town where Trump has a golf course and a resort. Now, supposedly the story is that's where Michael Pence's ancestors come from. He has a great-grandmother that came from that area. But you know what? Bullshit. Show me the ancestry that proves that shit, because I don't believe that. That's a crock. You just went there because your boss told you to go there and spend money at my place. Now, it costs, in that trip alone, it costs $600,000 out of the taxpayers. That's us. Me, you know. Anywhere within the tri-state here listening area. $600,000 on vehicles alone. $600,000 just on vehicles. That's not including the Secret Service, the hotels, the fuel, for the plane to fly back and forth instead of staying and parking it for a couple days. And once again, they met all these beautiful castles. Ireland is known for their beautiful castles, and they met in the airport lounge in a room where they met Trump. I think it was last February or something. He flew to Ireland and they met him at the airport. In this little room that Ireland has, it's a room suite that they have. It's next to the duty-free shop. Unbelievable. So he wouldn't even meet them so that's the scandal. So the Democrats are they're going to look into this and see why. In the same trip, then he sends the airport to fly to Scotland to an airport that services another resort of his, not in Ireland this time. This time it's in Scotland. And he's flying Air Force Jet there to refuel, to pay top dollar for commercial priced fuel, $11 million. So he could help a fledgling airport, because if that airport closes, that means that no one's going to be able to fly and go to his resort. Okay, emollients clause. Hello, why are we not doing anything about it? You know why we're not doing anything about it? Because you got Moscow Mitch, that oligarch in Russia that's so close to, I can't, the names that really, and I'm getting good about saying these foreign names, but This oligarch that has a huge aluminum factory, aluminum mines, ore mines in Russia, and now he's going to open an aluminum factory in Kentucky, Mitch McConnell's state. And I said this a long time ago. There is more than just Trump with their hands in the pocket of the Russians. McConnell's got his hands in the pockets of the Russians. The sanctions were against this gentleman and his company. Obama placed sanctions once again. Placed sanctions because when they took over Crimea. Now, they lifted those sanctions as soon as Trump got into office, so McConnell could have this guy build his plant, aluminum plant, in Kentucky. Okay, he's in bed with Russia too. This is why McConnell won't do anything about Trump, because he's just as guilty as Trump is. This is just unreal. I don't know what these people. I don't know. It's just. And then just one more quick thing. Like I say, this is my first video in a long time, so bear with me. You know, when he talked about on the campaign trail that Hillary, she couldn't handle classified information. She didn't know how to handle classified information. She couldn't tell us, see, if I'm an A or whatever the bullshit was he was talking about. Classified and non-class C, and whatever it was. But anyway, Superman. That she couldn't handle. Well, what about him? Okay, his first few months in office, he's in the Oval Office of the White House, telling the foreign minister of Russia. That's when he let Jeff Sessions, everyone leave the room so he could talk to the guy privately, and let him know intelligence secrets about Israel. Okay, that was one of the first few months of he was in office. And now he showed about a month ago, he showed that video of us launching something that now, or of Russia launched to let them know that we have it because the Cold War is now over. You know, the Cold War started again because Trump released, all this. He's repealing everything. It's just an idiot. He's an idiot. He's a fucking idiot. So, all right. Love you. I've missed you. See you around like a donut.